Welcome back in, everyone, to day 2 of the 2025 Arizona Tennis Classic. Joining us now, the first man through to the main draw from qualifying, and now I can say a returning champion to our Crack Rackets platforms. It's Lee Tu. Joining us once again. Lee, first of all, congratulations to you on the victory today. Let's start there. Talk me through the match and just getting acclimated to these Phoenix conditions.
Yeah, I mean, loving the conditions here. It's a really nice country club that we're playing at. The weather's terrific, palm trees and everything. It's really beautiful. So it's hard to be in a bad mood here when you rock up in the mornings. But, yeah, I love being first on, to be honest. It gives you a really good routine. I know exactly when I'm playing. And, yeah, just from the get-go, I was really hot, I thought. And, just saw the ball huge. And, yeah, honestly, couldn't really fault myself too much, and I think he was maybe a bit sore from his long match yesterday, which maybe hampered his movement a little bit, but to his credit, he was still seeing the ball really well, and yeah, I thought it was a really high level match, and just a few of those points just went my way. So yeah.
No, it's a credit to you again, particularly impressive performance, and having gotten to watch you now, and again after we got to hang out in Lincoln, I've been locked in ever since. You're a ball striker. You are someone who wants to be early on the rise and playing on your terms. I'm just curious, when you're going site to site, new conditions, new atmosphere, whatever it may be, sometimes even different tennis balls, how difficult is it to acclimate to a new environment each week?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. It's, the first hits, me and my coach, Maka, we're always talking about the surface, the balls, like straight away, and what shots are going to be really, really good here, which ones aren't going to be. Like, how can I put my brand or my identity in these conditions? What shots particularly are going to be really useful in my, arsenal? So, yeah, just, very early on, we're talking exactly, okay, what shots are really effective here? Where should I be returning? What kind of serves? What kind of serve plus ones are going to be really effective here in my game? So, yeah, it's definitely something I've learned on the tour. To every week is a new week, and, every week is different conditions, different balls. So, I don't mind it. I think I don't mind the adjusting and all that sort of stuff. So, I quite like it, and I find, being able to adapt is a key part of being a tennis player. So, I'm glad to, have liked the conditions here in Phoenix, and hopefully I can keep it going.
That's a credit to you again on the road, as frequently as all tennis players are, that you guys are able to find any sort of rhythm. So impressive. And, for you in particular, obviously you've been a bunch of different places here to start this season. Believe qualified into the main draw, Indian Wells, before coming here, now qualifying into the main draw here. Curious more broadly, though, how would you grade your 2025 season so far?
Yeah, honestly, I'm really happy with my 2025 season so far. I thought I had a good Aussie summer. Would have liked to have gone further maybe, but, I think that the tennis itself has been really good. I thought in Brisbane I wasn't exactly happy with my performances or results there in Brisbane. I played a couple of challenges there, but that was probably more good for me as a reflection, and just to remember what's important and just kind of be locked in on the process so much. So this trip has really been about that. It's just been, okay, like learning from that, like let's just get back to being focused on the process, enjoying myself out there, being a bit more lighthearted and being able to have a bit of a laugh at things. And, that's more my brand. Whereas in Brizzy, I was probably a little bit more uptight and thinking about the result a bit more, which is where it's hard to play a free-flowing brand of tennis if you're too caught up in the results. But if you can have a laugh and say, yeah, too good, and, that lightheartedness, then all of a sudden everything just seems to flow. Just, really happy with my performance and where I'm at mentally right now on court, just really enjoying myself and obviously, playing some good ball.
To end the season as well as you did last year, you talk about the pressure you were putting on yourself. I'm going to call it Brizzy as well. I don't know if I've earned that right.
Yeah, Brizzy, that's good. I like it. Yeah.
But did you feel like you were putting that too much pressure on yourself, to your point, and did you feel like that came from, I ended so hot last year, I got to pick things up right where I left off?
Yeah, 100%. I think that we're all sometimes a victim of our own expectations, sure. and it's something I don't think anyone, Alcaraz, Sinner, whoever you are, I don't think anyone really ticks that box. I think it's something you always got to try and stay on top of, and always, even when you get to number one, I'm sure, Sinner or Alcaraz or these guys, Jocko obviously, are still managing that. You're never always yep, I've ticked that box. It's always a manner of, did I manage that as well as I could have? And I think that, in Brizzy, I think that I didn't manage it as well as I could have. And, that's totally fine. It's just being, I guess, professional about it and kind of, sitting down with the team afterwards and being like, okay, what went wrong? How can we improve, next time? And let's get back to it. So really happy with the team and my efforts as well, just to kind of ground myself again and get focused in on the process. And for sure, like I think that playing such good ball towards the end of last year plus the start of the year, like I really had high expectations of myself, which is good, but you never want it to be at a detriment. You always want to, demand. What was the word Iga said? She's like, have high standards but zero expectations, or something like that. It was, it was something like that. It was like, have high standards but zero expectations. It was something like that. So, which is I think is great. So I think it's just continually trying to stay on top of myself with that. For sure.
No, it's super, super cool, and you used a name there. I tried my hardest to wait as long as possible to ask you about the match, because I'm sure you've been asked about it a million times since. You got to play Alcaraz. I see the smile.
Oh, yeah, because we hadn't seen
I haven't seen you since, exactly.
True,
but I have to ask about that U.S. Open match, because just you hit a beautiful ball. That's why I keep bringing it up. It's just like, is it another level? And just the heaviness of it, the speed of it, the pressure of it being like, oh, my God, what did he just do? Like, what's that like?
Yeah, 100%. It was, I thought I was a good mover and, a big ball striker.
You are, for what it's worth,
but no, he's definitely another level, he's definitely another level. Just walking away, I was like, wow, and I'm sure the interview's been pulled up before, but, the guy is genuinely a specimen, there's just something, his gym regime is heavy, so no, incredible mover, and if he gets set on a forehand, it just gets blasted. So, definitely a different sort of mover. He's so quick defensively, but also so good aggressively to be able to find forehands, which, I thought I hit a pretty good shot, but all of a sudden he's got a really, a set forehand. So, the weight on his shot is nothing like I've versed before, and just his speed is also nothing like I've seen before.
I can only imagine. One follow-up on it, because I've had a theory that listeners of our shows know, is that when he set with a forehand, to your point, but on the ad side in particular, and I'm sorry I'm going to swear here, you're just fucked. Because it's just like, he could go inside out, he could go inside in, or the thing that you're really just like, come on, dude, is the drop shot. Do you feel that sort of, I guess, paralyzed when he has that sort of moment? Is that what it's like?
Yeah, 100%. I felt like, it's actually, you're right, because it's not so much the due side. It's more so if I hit a slice and I haven't nailed that slice and I've hit it mid-court or a little bit towards the ad side and he gets around, I probably lost 99% of those points. I was always like, dude, because he gets around and he adds the extra grunt, which adds an extra 15 miles on the shot, and I'm just like, okay, dude. Okay. 100%. And it puts so much pressure. All of a sudden when you get that backhand, you're like, okay, do I just have to smoke this up the line or have to hit it very cross? Anything middle or mediocre is just not good enough. So it definitely adds another element of the match where you're like, okay, anything, any backhand that I get has got to be hit with quality. Otherwise, the point's over pretty much.
No, makes a lot of sense to me. And then in Australia, you have the opportunity to play someone who I think is one of the more underrated players on the ATP Tour, in Yuri Lechechka. You know what he's going to do. Similarly, it's serve, it's pace. But what's it like facing that pace? What was it like to get a chance to line up against it?
Again, I feel like I just keep drawing just guys made out of granite or something. It's just again, I was looking at his legs. I'm like, dude, what are you eating? Again, ball speed I knew coming in was, one of the highest on tour. But it was actually more his serve that really got me, he's not a really tall guy, but he was serving at 215 consistently. I mean, I don't know what that is in miles.
No, it's 120s.
Okay. Easy, easy at 215 Ks an hour, plus his seconds were 180 Ks. Consistently, and I was like, what is going on? And he only served 2 doubles for the match. And he was just serving huge, so it wasn't necessarily the grannies, because I was prepared for that, and people had told me a little bit about his serve speed as well, but he was just very composed and just serve and hit huge. And And again, just carved out of granite, so that's cool.
It's for the record, that's what I always. With the difference between us mortals and you guys is just look at the legs.
Yeah, just look at the legs.
It's just like crazy. Yeah, it's just like I couldn't do that no matter how many calf raises. But I guess I bring all that up to say you have those sorts of experiences, and to be on this sort of 6-month run. What do you take away from those 6 months in terms of okay, to take the next step? This is what I need to add to my game.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I think it's so cool to have those matches and be really competitive as well, because then you're like, I'm right there if I can fix these small things. And, I think it's, little things like every person I find that I've lost to is I walk away and I think of, something different. Like it might be, let's say, I got to try and take my forehand or hit that spot a little bit better, or when they hit this serve, I want to try and be able to, return it and hit that spot better. Because I felt like if I just could have hit that, and that could have changed the whole dynamic of the match, which is really cool. I think it's a really cool part of tennis where a lot of times it's matchups, right? Yeah. And like, oh man, my favorite shots are actually really effective against this guy.
Sure.
Or his or my best shots are actually kind of bad into this person.
Yeah.
So these other shots actually need to be better.
Yeah.
So, and I find that a lot in tennis where, just trying to always improve my game and see, okay, if I could have improved, if I just need to improve this shot against this player, then that'll be better. So, last week I had 2 good performances and I struggled a little bit against Dutzy and then we went out and worked on some stuff there, and and I'll say today, like especially today, that those shots kind of came out really effectively. So, yeah, it's just always trying to add stuff to your game and just trying to learn from the losses.
No, it's a credit to you, and again, now you're kind of in this spot where your ranking allows you to come play an event like this. It allows you to play Indian Wells qualies.
Yeah, like last year I didn't get into Indian. Like this is my first time playing this swing.
Sure.
I've never played Indian Wells, Phoenix. Hopefully Miami, we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just really cool to get the ranking to go up and be able to play these really cool events.
No, welcome to the Sunshine Swing, my friend. It's not the worst stretch on the calendar, to say the least. And I bring all of that up to say, how valuable is it for you to have an event like this right after Indian Wells on the calendar, and what does your calendar look like as you continue to try to make this climb?
Yeah, I mean, I think having Phoenix here is awesome. I think for a lot of the people who might be a little bit stuck in between Indian Wells and Miami, gives them, a tournament to play, another opportunity to play matches, another opportunity to get some more points against quality opponents here. I mean, I was literally the last in the draw. Like I was ranked 170 or something, and I was literally the last one in. So I got in at like 7 p.m. the night before. So like absolutely, just thrilled to just be here. So. And then I guess the schedule after this is, boost after Miami. Hopefully I get in, and then I'll probably go home for a few weeks. And then there's an Asia swing on hard, and then French grass swing, Wimbledon and stuff. So, that's probably what the next 3-4 months looks like.
The reason I brought that up was to set up, you talk about that Asian hard court swing versus playing on the clay and maybe staying here and playing Savannah or whatever it may be, or going to Europe. Is it a hard court thing? Is it a clay court thing? Is it a location thing? Why is that the spot for you the next couple of months?
It's a home thing, you know. It's I land in Asia, I'm like, this is home, like okay. I'm like, this is where I belong with my people. When I get there and I hear the Asian accents, I'm just like, dude, this is it right here. And going out and having rice for breakfast, I'm like, that's what I'm talking about.
I just imagine 6 months though. In the Western Hemisphere, let alone any country. Like, it's just like to be in Asia, closer to Australia, closer to home, just closer in general. Is it like part? Is that it has to be part of the factor, right?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I think that if there was a whole year that was like in Asia and US, actually, I do like the US actually. Okay. So if there was a whole swing in like Asia, US, like you would never see me anywhere else. Like I would just be living there. Like I would not touch Europe. Not that I don't like Europe, but like I just love Asia and US so much.
That's great.
That like I would never go anywhere else. Like so I love Asia, and obviously if you love where you're at, then you generally tend to play better because it's not so much of a grind. So I just love Asia. I love the conditions there as well, and obviously hard court's probably my favorite surface other than grass maybe. So so it just makes sense to me.
No, we need Playford to go the Parma route, and we need like Playford 9, Playford 10, all these challenges. Just gonna start racking them up to make life a little easier for you. Well, my last question for fans who haven't had the chance to watch your game as much. We alluded to it, but I want you to give a chance to make the pitch. For a fan tuning in, what should they be watching for from you to say, oh, Lee's playing his best tennis today? Like, what do you hope they're seeing?
Backy, man, okay. What I hope they're seeing? Just a lot of flair, you know. I feel like a lot of flair, you know. I like giving a bit of sriracha, you know, a little bit of chipotle aioli, you know, a bit of flair. Definitely. Like I think when I play my best, it's definitely like, whoa, like where did that come from? Or you know, I think it's just being unpredictable. I think, and not you know, just sort of being very imposing and unpredictable and bit of flair. So. Yeah, that's what I would probably say if I'm playing my best. That you'll get a lot of that.
I love to hear it. Well, it's always a pleasure to see you, my friend. Yeah. And obviously, congratulations on the victory today. But, of course, job not done. Good luck to you in the main draw, Lee, too. Always a pleasure, my friend.
Thanks, Alex. Thank you. Thanks.